Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to 1.1 Variables and Expressions. Today, our swab act, which you'll find here, is to write algebraic expressions. So at the end of this lesson, that's what I want you to be able to do. Quantity. Let's go through some vocabulary first, though. Quantity is anything that can be measured or counted, like the number of students, the cost of a movie, the colors in a rainbow, or even time. How much time did you spend doing XYZ? That's quantity. Variable is a symbol that's usually a letter that represents one or more numbers. The most common ones that we see are X and N, but it can be anything like T or J or M, whatever you like. Algebraic expression is a mathematical phrase that includes one or more variables. So this might be like X, just kidding. This might be like x plus 2, for example, or 7z, or n over 2, or 2x plus 1. Those are all algebraic expressions. A numerical expression, on the other hand, is a mathematical phrase involving numbers and operations. So if you had like 5 plus 2 divided by 3, that's a numerical expression. Now, we have the top four: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. The top four operations. With each of these, there are some key words that are associated with them, so that you're not always saying addition. Sometimes you'll use sum, plus, total, more than, get a star on that one, and increased by. Notice how it's also italicized. I'll tell you why in a minute. So for example, I might say a number k increased by 7, and then I would translate that as k plus 7. Subtraction, we have difference, minus, there goes my italics again, put a star on that one, and decreased by. Now, I starred these, or we starred these, because whatever I write, I want you to write on yours. So if you haven't been doing that, go ahead and press pause and catch up or rewind. The reason why I put a little star on there is because for those, we need to switch the order. For those and just about those alone. Switch the order. So here, where it says 7 less than P, instead of doing 7, because that came first, less than P, no. You're going to do P minus 7. Switch the order. Anytime you have less than and more than, you're going to want to switch the order for me. Now, multiplication. Keywords: product, multiply by, times, twice, and doubled, because that's like saying times 2 for that one. So the product of a number y and 7 is going to be 7y. It's kind of a star thing where we're switching the order, kind of not, because we don't always need to switch the order. The main thing that I want you to do here is always put the number in front of the variable. I never ever want to see this y7. That's whack. 7y, perfect. Do that for me. And then division, quotient divided by. Half is one of those ones that's kind of implied, but we don't always see it as listed. And half, of course, is divided by 2. Okay, so the quotient of a number m and 5. So whatever one comes first should be on top, and then 5 will go on the bottom. When I do division, I want you to always use a fraction. Do not do that. Don't do it to me. Don't do it. Thanks. Okay, do me a favor. And I want you to legit do this. Based upon what we've done from this top half, I want you to press pause. Not yet. Let me finish my sentence. Don't be so anxious. I want you to press pause, and I want you to write the expression, kind of like what we did from going from here to here, for each one of these. Press pause and do A, B, and C right now. And then what I'm going to have you do is check your answers with mine in just a bit. But press pause and do them right now. Press pause, please. Thank you. And we're back. Now, did you press pause? I hope you did. So for part A, I got 7 minus n. Difference means subtraction. I did not switch the order because it was not less than. And then for part B, I got 2 options for you. Some of you may have written 1/2 m, and then some of you may have written just m over 2. Which one do I prefer? Wrong. I don't actually have a preference. I'm good with either one of those. 3 less than the square of a number p. So the square of a number p means p squared. And then note, did you remember to switch the order here? So instead of doing 3 minus p squared, I do p squared minus 3. Gotta switch the order. Super duper important. Do you like it? I love it. Okay, so for this one, there are a lot of options for these two. Now I want you to go from the words, from the algebraic expression into words. So the first one is h over 2 plus 5. So I could be creative as I want to. I can say the quotient of h and 2 plus 5. I can say a lot of things, but what I'm going to say is half of h plus 2. I would like for you to write an alternative here as well, and I'm going to have you check it with a neighbor when you come back to class. And then for D, I have B, I know my letters. 7 minus 3D. Oh, well, that can work right there. 7 minus 3D. So let's say the product, because I'm multiplying 3 and D, product of 3 and D. You can say a number D if you want to, but I'm fine if you just write D. Okay, last example from 1.1. Write a rule in words and as an algebraic expression for this model. So here's the model here, and let's read. The local video store charges a monthly membership fee of $5 and $2.25 per video. So yeah, we used to have these things called video stores. Now you probably just have Netflix. And Netflix has two parts. One, the streaming, which most of us do. But also you can pay a membership and then just keep getting videos as well. So if this was 1989, this might be a little bit more relevant, so I apologize for that one. But for one video, you're paying $2.25 times 1 plus $5 for your monthly membership fee. For 2 videos, $2.25 times 2 plus your $5 membership fee. For 3 videos, $2.25 times 3 plus your $5. You can press pause if you would like to fill in the next one. Otherwise, you know that it's $2.25 times n plus your $5 monthly fee. So I would write that as 2.25 n plus 5. That's weird. I am also just now noticing that, listen, I broke my fingernail. I don't know. I just had an issue, and I'm sorry that you just got to see that on the screen. Hopefully you didn't notice, and if you didn't, you probably just rewind it just so you can see it and laugh. But still, I'm going to hide that ugly fingernail now. And then you can do words. So the product of 2.25 and n plus 5. You can use that. Or you can also say the sum of 2.25 times n and 5. Either one of those work pretty well. Now, if you flip your page over or go over to 1.2, we will now start 1.2 notes. All right. So 1.2, order of operations and evaluating expressions. Our SWABAT for this lesson is to write algebraic expressions. So actually it's to evaluate algebraic expression. I think that's probably appropriate. Evaluate. Remix that for me. Thank you very much. So on the left, we're going to find a vocabulary word. On the right, we're going to find its definition. The first one, power. That's the base and the exponent of an expression of the form a to the n. So the exponent for this one would be the n, and that shows us how many repeated multiplication times, how many times we're going to repeat multiplication. The base is always the bigger number, so in this case it's the a, and that is the number that's going to be repeatedly multiplied. So if I had 2 to the third power, my base is 2, my exponent is 3, and so this means I'm going to multiply 2 by itself 3 times. So you would get 8. Simplify. You didn't have to write 8 here. I just did it because I needed the closure of multiplying these out. Simplify is to replace an expression with its simplest name or form. So, for example, here's an expression, 5 plus 2. Simplified, 7. I should have no more operation symbols left once I've simplified. Evaluate is to substitute a given number in for the variable, and then we'll do that. So I'll show you that in just a little bit. Let's talk about a love-hate relationship. It's what I have with the order of operations, where many of us know about please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So please, parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, add, subtract. What I love about this is that it helps us to remember the basic order of operations. Super basic, but it does help us to memorize things. What I hate about it is parentheses are not the only grouping symbols in the whole wide world. It could be brackets as well. And some people also include these as grouping symbols. That's one thing, not a big deal, but still. What I hate about it, hate for reals, is really these two go together. And we're looking at multiplying and dividing, not just to where I always have to multiply before I divide, but from left to right, just like how you read. You're supposed to do whichever one comes first. Whichever comes first. For example, if I have 4 divided by 2 times 7, well, PEMDAS is saying, hey, you got to multiply these two first. I'm telling you, that's a lie. They lied to you. What I'm supposed to do is, from left to right, division comes before multiplication. So I'm supposed to divide 4 by 2 and then multiply by 7, which is when I would get 14. Try it the other way, you're going to get another answer, and that other answer is going to be WRONG, wrong. Now, same thing for addition and subtraction. You're all supposed to go from left to right, same way as for there. All right, my beautiful people, let us now try to do example 1, evaluate each expression. So if you feel pretty good about this, I don't mind at all if you listen to me on ×2 or if you just press pause and then fast forward to the next part. But I'm going to start with 4 to the third, my exponent. And I know that that is 4 times 4 times 4. So 16 times 4, 64, divided by 8 plus 8. Order of operations tells me that I now need to divide. So 64 divided by 8 is 8. And then I still have that plus 8. 8 plus 8, 16. Beautiful. What would you do first? Well, if you said divide, I am appreciating you. I'm going to rewrite everything else. But I'm going to divide 20 by 10 and get 2. Order of operations. Now, PEMDAS is saying, hey, you got to add first, got to add first, got to add first. Actually, I don't. I'm supposed to go from left to right whenever I have addition and subtraction on the same line. That's why I group them together. So like these go together, go together. That's a horrible line. 4 minus 2 is 2, plus 7 is 9. All right, we got a big one here. I'm going to call this one Big Bertha. This is 2. I'm supposed to do my grouping symbols first, and I have brackets. And in these brackets, I have more grouping symbols, which are parentheses. So 9 minus 8 is 1 squared, plus 12 minus 5 is 7, and then I still have that squared. Can I add first? Heck no, tech no. I'm going to go ahead and do my exponents. 1 squared is 1. 7 squared is 49, believe me. And then I get 2 times 1 plus 49 is 50. And whenever I have a number that's right next to the grouping symbol, whether it be parentheses, the most popular one, or brackets, I'm going to multiply. So that's going to give me 100. You like it? I love it. Example 2. Evaluate each expression. So, going back to my directions, they told me to substitute the given number for each variable. Then simplify. So first thing I'm going to do is substitute. 2a. Well, they tell me that a is equal to 4. So 2 times 4 plus b, 1, divided by 3. 2 times 4. Okay, I'm going to work the whole numerator first because that's appropriate. 2 times 4 I'll do first, which would be 8 plus 1 over 3. 8 plus 1 is my next move. That's 9 over 3, which equals 3. Lastly, I only have one variable for this one, so that's kind of nice. 2, and then, oh, one thing I want you to notice. I did put this in parentheses, and I didn't do it here. I put the a in parentheses because it was right next to a number, and I wanted to remind myself that I need to multiply these. I didn't put this b in parentheses because it was just a b, and there wasn't a number there for me to really have to fool with. So yeah, but you could have put this in parentheses as well if you wanted to, but it just reminds me, hey, you got to multiply the number that it was next to. So 2 multiplied by 2 cubed, because I'm plugging in the x, minus 4 over 5 times 2 plus 2. There's a lot of 2's in this, huh? Not even my favorite number. Order of operations, exponents first. 2 to the third power is 2 times 2 times 2. 4 times 2 is 8. Minus 4. Let's go ahead and keep with this numerator. Multiply first, so that would give me 16 minus 4. So I have 12 in the numerator. My denominator, 5 times 2 is 10 plus 2. Because I'm supposed to multiply first. And that gives me 12. So that's 12. And then what is 12 divided by 12? 1. Every day, all day. All right. That's my line for the day. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video, or probably sooner than that in class. Thank you so much.